Hey guys, my name is Heather Lindsey.
And my name is Cornelius Lindsey.
And I'm so excited that you landed on Life with the Lindseys.
This is so exciting. This gives us an opportunity to share our life with yours.
Yes, we're going to be talking about everything from entrepreneurship to ministry to your purpose to why you are here, family, parenting, relationships, marriage, sex, you name it. We are talking about it.
So thank you so much for joining us today with Life with the Lindseys. Enjoy it.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, you guys. Welcome to Life with the Lindseys.
You know, this is Cornelius Lindsey.
And my name is Heather Lindsey.
Well, you probably should already know that because the intro that comes on, it automatically lets you know exactly who is on the podcast. And it also lets you know it's Life with the Lindseys. So it gives us an opportunity to share our lives with y'all. From what we've heard from our podcast and agency, we got a lot of new people who are like following us and who are listening. Yeah, we got a lot of new people who are listening to our stuff. They don't really know who we are. And don't worry about it because our kids are in the background.
Hey, Logan, can you
This is actually like real life. Our kids were actually doing this right now at our kitchen table, our dining room table. And our oldest son is sitting here. He is he's playing as if he's doing his homework. I highly doubt that he is. My youngest son is
because he wants to do the right thing.
Yeah,
all the time. And
my youngest son, he we just asked him to be quiet, but that ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna work.
And we actually had our middle child, who was our daughter, to look after the younger kid.
Don't worry, they're around the corner.
Which
living room.
Yeah. Which, if to be honest, putting them two together is probably not the best idea. Oh my God! But yeah, I mean, we should probably take some time to kind of just tell people who we are. People who don't really know who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people to give kind of an introduction to who we are, and then we can just kind of, we can kind of talk about some stuff we've been talking about as relates to marriage and relationships. You want to kind of start it off telling people who you are?
That's good.
And give people like that overview. Like that little short overview of who you are.
So I'm an author and speaker.
Where have you spoken?
Like everywhere.
Oh my gosh, you're like really famous.
I'm not famous. It's fine. So it's funny because when I was in school, I remember high school, the teacher said, Heather, if you're going to talk, you need to leave and go out into the hallway. And so I said, okay. And I grabbed my stuff and I went in the hallway. And it's so funny to me that, it's not good. Oh, it's just some glue. I just got my lashes done.
Oh,
yeah. But it's funny that God called me to speak because I was always a talker. Like I've always talked a lot, like all the time, don't I? I just sit and talk all day and all night. To you though, not to anybody else. I just like to talk to you all day.
Praise the Lord.
So I've just always loved people. I love talking. I love helping women. That's like my biggest passion, I believe, is just like helping women to see who they are and who God has called them to be. Yeah. It's funny. You always say ministry, you don't go into ministry, ministry goes into you. And even before I started any organization, I was doing like big Bible studies in my house, in my apartment in New York City with like 20, 30 girls. We'd have a sleepover with 30 girls. It was crazy. Everybody would be sleeping on the floor, air mattresses. I'd get up, I'd make like gift bags for people. We'd watch Juanita buying them No More Sheets. And I would buy snacks. I would make green smoothies for them in the morning. I'd make breakfast. Like it was just, I always had this desire to like help women and help them to see what their purpose is and that they have value and they have worth. And I always want to be able to show, women that you don't have to stick to one thing. Like the Proverbs 31 woman, she had multiple streams of income. Homegirl was killing it. Okay. Yeah. And I just think she just models what a great example of like a godly woman is. And I've always I'm a perfectionist and I'm a striver. I'm a very super goal oriented. So am I boring you, Logan? I'm sorry. Just deep breath over there. Okay. And so I know, but we declare what we want to be. You love reading in Jesus' name. Yeah. By faith. So, but yeah, I've always been like a super go-getter, like a person that's just like, I'm a hustler. Like when I was younger, I didn't sell lemonade because I said lemonade's not going to be a good return on investment. Yeah. I flipped horses and donkeys.
And talk about when you were younger, you're also adopted. You were adopted?
I was adopted at the age of 6 months.
Okay.
And I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. And essentially, gosh, so many families like looked over me because they didn't want anybody with special needs, which is fine. I think any family that's looking to adopt should count the cost of who they're going to adopt to see if they can, accept whatever comes with it. But I was reading the doctor's note and the diagnosis, and they were saying that she will undoubtedly not walk her whole life. She's not going to walk. She's not going to talk. Isn't that funny? Like everything. I ran track my whole life, and I'm a preacher, so I use my voice. But I was adopted at the age of 6 months into a family of 24 sisters and brothers. And
you lived in Michigan?
I did.
And you went to New York?
Well, I lived in Michigan, and then I went to, what's that supposed to mean?
I just wanted you to give people high points.
Baby, but people need details.
No, they don't need all the details. You guys,
this is what he gonna say. I'm from Mississippi.
No, could you just?
You're going. Out of college and here I am. You're
going, but I just wanted to
get high level. This is high level.
This is not high level,
baby. People need to know
this
all
is not
the details.
High level. This is like details.
So
we're just giving people yo, I was adopted. I got picked up by some amazing parents. I went to school.
No, they need to understand the whole picture because what
23 brothers and sisters.
So I'm painting a picture, and what you do is you just throw paint in a couple places. No,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Hold up.
Let me finish. You coming to my story? Did I break into your life story?
I haven't had one yet.
All right, be patient. We got 6 minutes in. Okay, so then I went to Michigan State University. I didn't apply for U of M because I didn't want to fill out the essay. You know that? And I'm a writer, and I wrote 9 books, but I didn't want to write.
I'm laughing at the detail.
So then I packed up and I moved to New York City. And then I met my fine husband in New York. But the crazy thing is, baby, you're not listening.
I am. You said you've met your fine husband, but the crazy thing is I feel
very judged by you right now.
You said I
always wanted to move to LA. And like I would apply for jobs and nothing ever worked out. And I was like, God, I believe that I'm supposed to be in LA. Like, what is going on? And then I understood why. I met my husband. We moved to Atlanta. Well, he already lived in Atlanta. I moved from New York to Atlanta. We lived there for 10 years, essentially about 10 years. And then the Lord moved us here. So you're welcome. My whole life story in 7 minutes.
You have
3.
You have
3 beautiful children.
Three kids.
I'm married to
we
my
have 3 kids.
husband.
We've been married
for almost 12 years.
Almost 12 years.
Can you believe we're going on 12 years?
12 years.
Our kids hate it when we're affectionate and we kiss all the time.
But they have to see it because it's important for them to know it. It's important for you to know it. He hates it. But okay, so I'll give you mine.
All right, let's see how long you want.
I was born in a little small town called Newton, Mississippi.
Too many details. Why is it small?
Off a dirt road.
Dirt road is way too many details. Give them high level.
I grew up a little short, fat kid.
I would have rubbed your rolls.
No, you wouldn't have. They teased me. They bullied me. They called me Butterball. I wore a red shirt to school. They called me Kool-Aid Man. It's so funny now.
So
Back then it wasn't funny. I was titty boy. I was a bit of everything.
I love your titties.
No, stop. Best friend with my grandfather growing up, and that's important for me to mention. He ended up dying when I was 6 or 7 years old. And he was my best friend. And so, nowadays I live with a life that is inspired by him. And then all of a sudden I went from there and I went to school, played sports, but I always hated it. Could you stop?
Sorry.
Thank you.
He's asking me about your life story.
Could you ask me about the life story? I can finish talking. Could you ask me about the life story? I can finish talking. You said what? You never got. I can't help you. Never met your grandfather. He died. I couldn't stop him from dying. He had a blood clot. He was on a ladder and he was painting and he died. And I found out about it because I was actually in first grade at the time, and the teacher came and the neighbor came to the school and told me that my grandfather had passed. And yeah, So that was the first time I ever had like a major death in my life. And it was pretty traumatic. It was very hard.
I'm sorry.
It was very hard. So, but yeah, speaking of trauma, BetterHelp.
If you have trauma,
yeah,
you're not alone.
Well, we
all have trauma.
Yeah, we all have things that we're kind of dealing with. We're kind of going through. So, but all that stuff that kind of interferes with your happiness, all those things that get into the way of helping you to achieve your goals. We love our sponsor, BetterHelp. Yeah, it helps us to assess our needs and match. They'll match you with your own licensed professional therapist. Helps you to connect in a safe and private online environment. It's very convenient, and you can start communicating in under 48 hours.
I love it. The cool thing is you go online, you can get matched with a therapist based on what your specific needs are. And they literally cover everything from family conflict, relationships, trauma, depression, maybe you're stressed, maybe you're overwhelmed, maybe you're feeling just anxious with everything that's happening in the world. So they cover all those different things, and you get to connect with somebody. It's totally confidential. It's not self-help, right? But instead they're willing to walk through life with you. And they even have financial aid if you can't afford it. You guys should check out the testimonies posted daily on their site. Not a crisis line. Again, I want you to start living a healthier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/Lindseys. I want you to join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Lindseys.
And Lindseys is LINDSEYS. So it's betterhelp.com/Lindseys. So yeah, that whole thing had my grandfather. But anyway, went through school. My family and I, we moved to Atlanta, Georgia in 2000. I started high school in South Atlanta, in a town called Riverdale, which is a completely, kind of shell shock because it was a major cultural difference. And went through high school, and then I went to college. I dropped out of college. I got saved. Before I dropped out, though, I dabbed into Satanism, and then also Mormonism. I was actually baptized as a Mormon.
Logan's judging you right now.
I don't care about him judging me. He 8 years old. He been on this earth for 8 years. You ain't been on earth long enough to have your boo-boo to stink.
Baby, he just said he don't know, and his booty do stink sometimes.
Well, he
tearing up our bathroom.
Well, I don't think that's something he should.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't do that. But nevertheless, I was baptized as a Mormon. I was a small speck of pepper and a lot of salt, and got saved. And after I got saved, After I got saved, it was kind of on from there.
And I got saved in college too.
Yeah, I got saved, and I never forget when I walked down the aisle. This old deacon came up to me in my face, and he said, what did he say? He said, do you know the Lord, your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? And I looked at him and I said, obviously not. That's why I'm standing here.
Of course you did.
And
That's
he took me up. I know.
Peter 2.0.
Then he took me up to this room upstairs, and he proceeded to go over the entire book of John with me.
Come on. He wasn't playing.
He wasn't playing.
He was serious about his
And I had a long 1.5 hour drive back to Athens, Georgia to go to UGA. But since then we got married. My wife said we got married. We have kids. I pastored a church for 10 years. Now we're out in the quiet suburbs of Los Angeles, and we're getting ready to pastor a church here in Los Angeles area. So
yeah, it's been an amazing journey. It's funny. I remember when I first got saved, I heard you have to be baptized. It was like one of those churches, like if you're not baptized, you go into hell, even if you saved. So I remember going down, getting baptized, but the requirement was you had to speak in tongues before you got baptized. You had to. So this older lady grabbed a hold of me, and we're praying and she's going in, and she said, make love to Jesus. And I was thinking, like, I just came out of a really dysfunctional relationship. I don't think I'm supposed to be making love to Jesus. I was quite confused in that moment. And it's funny, I didn't end up speaking in tongues at that church. Mm-hmm. I remember going back home, and then my best friend and I were roommates, and I asked her, like, pray with me that I will speak in tongues. And I spoke in tongues right in my apartment on the floor, sitting there. Yeah. It didn't come at church. It's so funny.
Mine actually came at church. It came in the middle of the service though.
Really?
I wasn't even in praise and worship. It was like right before the sermon.
It sounds about
I just
right.
opened up my mouth and it started coming out, and it was like, it kind of freaked me out a little bit. And I was like, yo, what is this? But we're tongue talking, Bible believing people.
Laying hands,
we believe in all that. We believe in all that. You've written how many books? You self-published. She self-published 9 books.
Amazon.com.
Hey, Logan, you mind getting out the way of the camera? Could you get out the way of the camera? No, seriously, you're in the way of the camera. Like,
we love you, sweet boy.
Yeah. And our son just, hey, Logan, continue to get out of the way of the camera. Like, sit down in the chair. No, actually, sit down in the chair. Yeah, actually, no, like butt in chair.
Do you eat your shirts?
Butt in chair, please. Butt in chair. Hey, yo, this is life. Hey, just butt in chair. That's all I ask for you to do.
That's fine, baby.
Okay.
Hi, Roman.
Butt in chair. I've self-published 14 books. And we have books from like all different things. I really never talk about them. I don't even talk about them on social media or anything. But I have books out there ranging from everything. I wrote a book called So You Want to Be a Man. I wrote about our courtship journey. So You Want to Be Married. I wrote about becoming a new father with Imperfect Family Man. I wrote about walking by faith. Mm-hmm. I wrote a book called Decoding the Silent Man's Language.
Yeah.
It was a book that was written about men for women, mm-hmm. so that women can have an idea of why this man is silent and why he's not talking. I wrote a book called Success is Strategic. So we have a lot of different books.
We really do. I was checking Amazon. One of my number 1 sellers is Silent Season, and it's called Silent Seasons, Trusting God When You Don't Understand. And it's just encouraging people that even if you are in a quiet, silent, hard season, like God is still there, and it's an open invitation from him just to draw closer to him in the season that you're in. So that's also on Audible if anybody just really needs to be encouraged. Silent Seasons is great. Another bestseller is Running on Empty, and it's for anybody who feels worn out and exhausted and you feel like, man, Lord help me. And then Pink Lips and Empty Heart was my very first book, and it just talks about being completely dressed up, but you are broken inside. And this is Roman. You want to say hi? You don't?
Just say hi in the microphone.
You. Tell me your name.
What is your name?
Are you John Cena? You are.
You want to say your name? You are literally Roman.
Yeah.
What's your name? Just say it in the microphone. Can you hear yourself?
Yeah.
Say it in the microphone. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, ma'am. I'm John Cena.
No.
He said, yes, ma'am, I'm John Cena.
I'm not yes, ma'am. I'm yes, what?
And yes, ma'am.
No.
No, I'm yes, ma'am. Who's daddy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good job. Good job. And what's your name? Say your name.
Roman.
Your name is Roman. What's your last name?
Taylor.
No, it's not Taylor. It's definitely Roman Lindsey.
My name.
Roman Lindsey. Okay.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job. What's your middle name? Mateo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm not yes, ma'am. I'm yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm yes, sir. Well, I'm really, really glad.
You just said my name.
Your full name.
Logan William Lindsey.
Okay, good job. Well, this has been an amazing time. We want to give y'all an opportunity to kind of meet, for our new listeners, get an opportunity for you to meet who we are. We live a really, really unconventional, crazy life.
My name's Taylor.
Bringing it in right now. We're recording this at night because I'm getting ready I'm packing because I have a red-eye flight out because I'm preaching in Columbia, South Carolina on Sunday from LA. So,
and he's leaving 2 days early. Must be nice.
Oh, so is there a problem?
Exactly. Why are you leaving 2 days early? You got to tell what happened. Daddy accidentally booked the wrong day.
Could you get out the way of the camera? Okay, could you get out the way of the camera? What is going on right now? Could you get that back?
Hi.
Could you stop? Okay, legit. Like what happened? What happened? It is bedtime. It's almost bedtime. You guys have 10 minutes on your phones. Love you. Huh?
Daddy.
No, go brush your teeth. Like go do stuff. What?
Name's Roman.
Oh, good. But we've already moved on from that. What was I talking about?
Oh, your flight and why you're going early.
Oh, because I sent the wrong flight pattern
To the church.
to the church. I thought that I was leaving. In my head, I was like, oh, I'm gonna leave Friday at midnight.
Because Friday's our date day.
And in my head, I thought, oh, I have all day Friday, and then I'll leave at midnight. But Friday at midnight is all day Thursday and then midnight. So when I sent them the flight pattern, the whole time I'm thinking, oh, I'll be here all day Friday.
Yeah.
So I had like a haircut appointment. I had to get my hair rebraided, all this kind of stuff. And ultimately I had to I woke up this morning and I was like, crap. Because I got the alert from Delta. It was like, dude, your flight, you had to check in.
I know, I'm sad.
So it just, it was just, I could just miss you now. I wasn't looking forward to it.
Doing lots of traveling. It feels like we're gone like every other weekend or every
Just because we're going again next weekend.
Yeah, we're gone next weekend.
But it's gonna be fine.
Logan.
It's gonna be fine. Mommy's gonna be here. I'm gone for right now, but it's gonna be fine. And then next week we have to travel again. Hey, Logan, we're here for all the major things. We take you guys. You guys
we're here all week.
You guys go on like a vacation every we do a lot of stuff together. Mommy and daddy still have to
work.
We still have to fulfill our passion, even though we have y'all. We love you guys so much.
This is the most random podcast.
It's just the most. I mean,
So
they probably just had people like who was the head that just randomly just got in front of the camera.
Like, if you're still watching, thank you for supporting Life with the Lindseys. We
still
love
listening.
y'all.
But this is our real life. We are real people. We're authentic people. You probably listen to some of our podcasts like, oh my goodness, I can't believe they actually said that, because we're not plastic. We say what we say it, how we say it. If you don't like it, we're not here to appease you. We're not looking for your acceptance. We just say it how we say it, and that's it. We just wanted to introduce ourselves to you. So
I guess that's true. We've got a lot of new listeners, and we appreciate y'all. We've heard so much amazing feedback. So we want to hear from you, though. If there's certain topics you want us to tackle, make sure you let us know. You can go on YouTube and drop it below in the comment section. Let us know.
Yep. So thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for being with us. We love y'all. And don't forget too, man, I have my own podcast called To Be Honest. Make sure you also check it out on it's very honest on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that kind of stuff. All right, y'all. God bless. We'll be with y'all later.